absolutely take my hat off to you all. And you are already doing just amazing stuff. I'm going to run through just a few slides, and I'll send these on to Rowan afterwards. But I thought the first slide emphasizes that what you're what you're doing is so profound that its impact is dramatic. And in Froome, we managed to do something that has never been done before, which is reduce whole population emergency admissions. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the powerful impact of compassion and social relationships. And this is a graph of the impact of social relationships on decreasing your chance of death. And the top 3 bars in red are all social relationships. And the one down the bottom is drug treatment of high blood pressure. And that means that social relationships are more powerful than any other intervention we have in keeping people alive. And the laugh is, that you go down your doctor and your doctor measures your blood pressure but doesn't measure your social relationships, and so your doctor is missing out on the most powerful therapeutic tool that they've got. And the reason for this is that we are evolved to be compassionate beings. Loving kindness and compassion are the basis of social relationships. If the person you're talking to doesn't care, doesn't have any compassion, the social relationships don't last. And this isn't just a nice thing to have. This is a fundamentally human thing to have. Survival of the kindest, not survival of the fittest. That's a complete misnomer. And actually, it goes back. You find that all the markers of social relationships and compassion go back into the whole of the animal kingdom. This is hundreds of millions of years of animal evolution. And the key is love, laughter, and friendship. So whatever you're doing is making a difference. And the next slide is, it's worth having a look at this TED talk by somebody called Robert Waldinger, who talks about the longest ongoing study of happiness, starting from 1938 onwards, tracking a group of people every year or so and measuring all kinds of different things. And I'll give you the slides, Rowan, and you can circulate them around the place. Anyone who wants them can have them. But there's a really simple lesson from this. If you want to live a long, healthy, happy life, it's all about compassion and relationships. It's a very simple key message, and I'm going to point you towards some of the stuff that I've done as well. For those of you, the kind of encapsulated short version of a detailed examination of what's gone on in Froome and the whole explanation and the implications that come from it. I did a TED talk earlier on this year called Why Compassion Matters, and I hopefully succinctly make the point. It's 14 minutes of your time, which is not a disaster if you waste it by watching it, but you might get something from it as well. And for those of you who are more interested in about what's happened in Froome, you can read the Compassion Project, and we go into detail about the infrastructure, about how you combine healthcare and communities. And the next thing I'm going to point you towards is nurture development and ABCD. And some of you may be familiar with this already, but this is something started by Cormac Russell. And for that, if you have people amongst your group who are interested in becoming community builders, then and there may be a few of you who want to do that, then there are incredible online resources to do that, and training and all kinds of information. And it may just be that there's a few who want to really delve deeply into how you progress community building. But I think it's really important to remember that you are doing what human beings should be doing, which is being compassionate and caring. And it's incredible that this response has been happening all over the world. There are over 4,000 mutual aid COVID-19 groups just within England, and over 1 million people stepped forward to support the NHS. So I'm just going to summarize that the most powerful thing you can do, you're already doing. Don't wait for anyone to tell you what to do, because top-down approaches don't work. The only people who understand the problems that are happening and the strengths of the tremendous community you got are the people who live in Saltburn. You are your experts for your area, and there is no problem that you can't tackle. And there are innumerable examples of how communities have solved their own problems. And we think we need experts to tell us how we're going to solve our problems, but actually the experts create the problems. And it's all about how communities respond to it. And if you need outside support from the different agencies that are around, including funding, then you can go and seek it. But it's not for the outside support to tell you what you need. You figure it out yourself, which you are doing by being part of this mutual aid COVID-19 group and looking to extend it. And I heartily recommend that you continue doing what you're doing and continue down this route. And I would say that that the list of problems that we're due to face and the problems that we have faced, there aren't any of them that aren't amenable to community intervention. You know, we've got 29 people on this call. That's 29 imaginative voices of compassionate people who are committed to improve their community. Each one is going to have a precious idea which may help. So stick with it. Keep going. It's a unique opportunity. Cormac wrote a book called Rekindling Democracy, which is all about the ABCD approach. And you're doing spontaneously what he is talking about. So French have a saying, which is chapeau, lift the hat for the great work that you're doing. So thank you for the opportunity to talk to you all. I'm learning. It's not the other way around.